Hello, everybody, and welcome to lesson 5.6. This is in regards to, the topic says transversal and parallel lines, but in fact, that's going to help us do a lot of angle work. So there's a good amount of vocab within this. I'm going to try to highlight, words as we go. Obviously, there's a little bit of a vocab list here, but I'll also be saying things like linear, pair, obtuse, complementary, supplementary, so I'll try to outline those as I do. And the key that we're going to be learning about here is that when I have a set of parallel lines, so L and M would be the name of those parallel lines, and I just kind of put in that parallel line markings, I end up, if I cut them with a transversal, end up with a lot of important angle relationships. So the first thing that we had kind of mentioned, the term is transversal, and this is a line that intersects a pair of parallel lines. So in this case, maybe I could call this P. I can say that line P, okay, is my transversal in this particular case. Okay, so that would also be some notation for line P, generally denoted with kind of a lowercase letter. And then these relationships that we have kind of underneath really tell you about, is it on the same side of the transversal, and is it between the parallel lines or not in between. So if I just kind of take a look at this first one, and we'll try to highlight it. First kind of being a little bit of a correction that we need, that this should be same side exterior. So what I want to highlight, and you won't have to do as much memorization, is that the first thing that is kind of addressed in these terms are these angles on the same side or alternate side. Okay, so if we're talking about same side exterior, then obviously they're going to be on the same side of the parallel lines. And then the other component that is addressed when it says exterior is that we're either talking about interior angles, meaning between the set of parallel lines, or we are talking about exterior. So if I wanted to highlight an example of same side exterior angles, so same side means on the same side of line P, and then exterior would mean outside of that set of parallel lines. So these are same side exterior angles. So here, for a definition that kind of is the definition, if we wanted, maybe we'll kind of go more with like examples here at first. So I have angle 1 and angle 6 are same side exterior angles, and it's the pair, like the two of them together, are considered same side exterior. And if we look at those, the importance there being that they are supplementary. Okay, and if we don't know what this word is, those two angles have to add up to 180 degrees. Okay, and I'll write that in more mathematical notation in just a little bit. But there we go. So we have same side exterior angles are supplementary. Going to, oops, kind of wanted to be on the highlighter there. Same side interior. Okay, so here's our same side interior angles. And there's two different sets of those. There's two different sets of same side exterior as well. So 1 and 6, 4 and 7 are both same side exterior. So same side interior, I might just kind of go with 5 and 2 here. So I could say, okay, that's angle 5 and angle 2. And these are supplementary as well. And then like the math notation for that would be the measure of angle 5 plus the measure of angle 2 equals 180 degrees. Okay, that's just the very formal kind of way that we would write that. They add up to 180. Generally what I'll say, just to kind of remember it for myself, is same side supplementary, okay? So we get all those kind of S's in a row there. Same side supplementary. An alliteration. Then we have alternate, interior and exterior. So if I kind of go with my highlighting strategy, okay, so alternate interior. Alternate meaning on opposite sides of my transversal, and interior meaning between the parallel lines. So that would be like angle 2 and angle 8. And even just visually, if we look at those, angle 2 and angle 8 appear to be congruent angles, and in fact they are. So I have angle 2 and angle 8. So these are congruent angles. So this would generally be measure of angle 2 equals measure of angle 8. So same measurement. And then alternate exterior. Grab another little color that maybe we haven't used before. Nice. Try again. Let's go for... Okay, so alternate exterior angles would be on opposite sides of my transversal and outside. So that would be like 4 and 6. And these are also congruent. Good. The last little piece here, and if I kind of put these in, and maybe I'll actually even kind of extend this over, and we'll see this in a little bit, is corresponding angles. So corresponding angles are if I kind of took this entire box here and moved it down and mapped it over this, it's all the angles that would be on top of one another, okay? So just to kind of get at least one of these examples down here, angle 3 and 7 are corresponding angles because they would map to the same exact spot, okay? But if I went through all my corresponding angles here, I could say 1 and 5 are corresponding, 2 and 6, 4 and 8, 3 and 7 are all corresponding pairs. So if we want, we can have, multiple different examples of this. We could have in the previous ones as well. Let me just double check that was 1 and 5, which it was. And then I also think I said 2 and 6. So those are examples. And these also happen to be congruent angles. And that's only if these are parallel. Okay, so that's kind of important. And it's also a way in which we can tell if lines are parallel, is if we cut them with a transversal and the corresponding angles are congruent, then we know that those lines have to be parallel, okay? So definitely talked about a few definitions here. I'm going to also create a little mini video on the start of the problems, just to kind of get some people rolling that might otherwise not be able to transition from this to that. If you're already feeling comfortable, the assignment would be 1 through 16, which is the Finding Missing Angles worksheet within your packet. As soon as you hit that 5.7 notes, you're welcome to stop. All right, thanks.